everybody, welcome back to the Urban Roots tutorial on urban growing. My name's Levi Gardner. Today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about plant spacing in our beds. So to get started, grab any seed packet. This is cilantro, I think, and on the back it says transplant 8 inches apart in rows, with rows 18 inches apart. Now that works really well if you're using a tractor, but in a small tight space like here at Urban Roots or maybe in your backyard, that means most of your area is actually going to footpaths. And not only does that create issues for the plants that are growing, but it loses a lot of space to not growing. So here at Urban Roots we use 4-foot wide beds, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. But I want to explain how we space the plants. So instead of planting still in rows like that, we use something called hexagonal spacing. This is part of the Grow Bio-Intensive system. So you can see this is one of the jigs we use here. It's made out of 2x2s and dowel that we kind of taper into points. We use this to jig out our bed. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This actually creates a hexagon. And what this means is that if we lay out the bed with this jig and we plant in this spacing, as the plants grow, all the leaves touch the surrounding plants. This is a 6-inch jig. We also have them in 3, 4, 8, 10, and 15, I think. Now what this actually ends up looking like is in a bed like this curly kale right here, and I think we used a 15-inch spacing. You can see we have the outside of the bed, which is just marked by our tiny string here. You can't really see it, but we end up getting a really nice canopy. And there's a few advantages of this. First off is that the average human foot when stepping creates more compaction than a tractor tire. So if you're planting your plantings with a lot of walk paths, that means you're actually creating a lot of compaction for the roots. By having a 4-foot wide bed, we're creating a lot of space in the rhizosphere for our plants to grow. And we'll talk more about that in another video. The other advantage is that we're creating what's called a microclimate here. So underneath, if I look down here, it actually looks a little bit like the forest floor underneath the forest canopy. And that means we're conserving resources, we're not losing moisture, and we're also suppressing weeds. So these plants are acting kind of like a living mulch. The other advantage to this is that not only are we not having to deal with weeds and we're not losing moisture, but we're maximizing the productivity per area. So at Urban Roots, only about 20 to 25% of all of our area is in traffic, like this woodchip path I'm on, and that means the rest of it's dedicated to growing the food that we want to eat. So by planting in hexagonal spacing, we're suppressing weeds, we're capturing moisture, we're improving our productivity, and we're just spending more of our energy on getting the food that we want to eat. Thanks for checking out our videos. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you back here next time.